I'm going to be doing a super simple setup for my crafting BUJO today. And it's probably going to take longer for me to explain what I'm doing than it is going to take for me to set it up. I prefer to have an index in the back. So I put the index in the back. I use like a BUJO type. Then in the front, this first page here, I'm just going to put some post-it notes on. Just anywhere will do just fine. Then I'll flip over to the first page and I'll put a 1. And that is all I usually do for my initial setup. Like I said, it's going to take more time to explain what I did than to set it up. Basically, everything that I'm going to put into this book starts off on a post-it note. If I use the post-it note and I don't have any extra stuff to add to it, it doesn't get put in the book. If I use the post-it note a numerous amount of times and I run out of space on that post-it note, then it graduates to being put into the book. And that way I don't end up having spreads that I don't use. Now the index, I put it in the back, that's my preference, and that's so no matter how many things I have listed here, I don't have to skip pages and put the index in numerous spots. And that way I have the functionality of a BUJO with the index, but not the index being in multiple places. I don't necessarily tie things to time in here. This is like beyond the space-time continuum or some joke like that. Unless there is a specific due date. Since you guys have been such good sports, I'll do a little bit of an extra here and do some possible collections. So one of them is fun versus functional, and that is just going to be a spot for me to brainstorm projects and whether or not they're fun or functional, so I keep things balanced. Another one would be where it went. Sometimes I'll have a collection of just putting things down of where I put stuff, so that when I put things away and then a month or two later I'm like, where did I put that? I can check that list. Another one would be finished objects. That would be like just what it says, finished objects, like a brag board or a to-do list. Oh yeah, I need to do a blanket project page. Impulse journal is an option. I'll set one of those ones up if I need it, but I don't need it right now, so I'm gonna leave it there. Let's see. Because it's kind of nice to have finished objects on the first page, I think that's what I'll do. I had to pause for a minute to get some extra supplies to make my finished object spread. I figure I might as well decorate it a little bit. It won't be the fanciest decorations, but that's okay. I'm gonna need to get better at drawing spools of thread. Hand towel, bib, drawstring bag. Number 4 was a knitted shrug. Number 5 was a scarf. Number 6 was the toddler hoodie. Number 7 was the backpack. Number 8 was the teddy bear. And number 9 was the crochet purse. Hopefully I end up adding a couple more to that list before I'm finished this book. And because we have our first page filled, it's on page number 1. The next thing I think I'll set up is the fun versus functional list. Basically, this is a spot for me to brainstorm projects and whether or not they're fun or functional. I'm not sure this one will ever graduate to being in the book because I'll either do the project or I won't. And if I do it, I'll probably make a project page. And that'll kind of be a way of graduating into the book. And now I'll do a walkthrough of what we have so far. The first page is full of post-it notes. I have a list of possible collections that I'm going to go through, and a fun versus functional list to brainstorm projects. I have my finished objects page that, you know, these projects only had a little bit that needed to be done on them, so it kind of kick-started it quite a bit there, but that's pretty cool. And I number the pages as I go. So all the way back here, we have on the index, finished objects on page 1. And that is my super simple, organized chaos setup of a craft BUJO. I use it for knitting, for sewing, and for crochet, and any other craft that I come up with.